Hallo, mein Name ist Udo Rüttgens. Herzlich willkommen auf meinem Hanfkanal. Und ich bin seit 2 Jahren Markenbotschafter der Firma Kannaway. Aufgrund von eigener positiver Erfahrung mit bestimmten Produkten aus der Hanfpflanze. Es gibt ja aus der Hanfpflanze CBD-Dinge, Breitbandspektrumöle, Vollspektrumöle. Und ich hatte vor 2 Jahren einfach eine Situation, wo ich dieses gebraucht habe und dann eben einfach festgestellt habe, ein super Produkt mit einer Möglichkeit, seine Lebensqualität wesentlich zu verbessern. Mittlerweile fragen mich viele Menschen, was ist das für eine Firma? Viele wissen, was ich mache und sie wollen dann einfach wissen, was ist das für eine Firma? Und kannst du uns da mehr zu erzählen? Ja, natürlich, das kann ich. Und deswegen würde ich heute in diesem kurzen Video euch einfach mal die Firma Kannaway vorstellen, damit ihr wisst, wer dahinter steckt. Und danach können wir gerne weitersprechen. Schaut es euch an und ich sage mal, bis gleich.
Kannaway is the first company of its kind, the first ever cannabis-based direct selling company in the history of the world.
Now, the history of cannabis throughout the world, a very, very interesting study going back to ancient Chinese artifacts. We find evidence of cannabis being used therapeutically. Even here in the U.S., in the period from 1850 to 1937, cannabis was widely prescribed by medical doctors.
In 1937, that all changed when Congress passed the Marijuana Tax Act and lumped hemp in with marijuana.
Kind of went on for about 50 years until a group of us from San Diego, kind of enterprising entrepreneurs, thought if we did this a little differently, perhaps we could grow a high concentration CBD in a hemp crop. We did this and felt comfortable in shipping to all 50 US states, and then over time we're currently exporting product to about 44 countries around the globe.
Any great movement like that, it begins with one person willing to stand up and say, we're going to challenge the status quo, we're going to do things differently. And that for us is Dr. Stuart Tyers, the founder of Kannaway. You know, he was a lone voice in saying what the benefit of CBD, beneficial cannabis, was.
Well, there were a tremendous amount of challenges in developing this industry. At first, we had to find a place in the world to be able to grow a high concentration CBD in a hemp crop. And we searched the globe, wound up finding a wonderful farmer in the northern part of the Netherlands, growing a crop with a high enough concentration of CBD to potentially be therapeutic. It took us about 4 years. Of course, the fibers are very thick, almost like steel. Between ourselves and our farmer, we probably put $12 million into just developing harvesting equipment.
It's not all about just throwing some seeds in the ground and hoping you come up with a high CBD concentration crop and then being able to deliver a product. This was a process that took years and years and years to develop.
CBD and cannabinoids do have an effect directly on receptor sites within the cell membrane, and this allows many of us to overcome things such as fatigue. There is now this theory going around the medical community of clinical endocannabinoid deficiency syndrome. And this was first postulated by Dr. Ethan Russo, and he found the characteristic among these patients was that they were all very low in their internal endogenous cannabinoid levels. Once he started getting his patients to a normal cannabinoid intake, that these patients came to a much higher level of health and wellness.
We believe the best product that you can get is a real true full spectrum product like the ones we sell, sourced from a trusted grower that's been growing it from decades.
So our two-step process allows us to take many of the entourage botanicals and then we reconstitute, just put A and B together to capture as much of the goodness from the cannabis plant as we've currently been able to utilize. We really at this time are about the only company that has these blue, green, and gold products, which are more direct from the cannabis hemp plant itself. Green is the raw juice, the raw extract from the hemp plant itself, CBD in an acid form. Blue is a raw extract from the cannabis plant that's been decarboxylated, lightly heated, loses some of the plant material, concentrates the CBD to 17%. The gold basically takes our blue product that's been decarboxylated, and then we do an additional step. Removes a little bit more of the plant material, concentrates the CBD to 24%, and produces a nice golden honey color.
The triple lab testing is really one of the most important messages in our company. So we developed a process. First step, we realized you need to test the harvest. you need to test the strain. Then we extract, that's the second test. Make sure that the THC, CBD, CBDA, CBG, CBN, all of the important cannabinoids are there. And the third test is the final good. When you're mixing with other ingredients, with other formulas, things may change. So we want to ensure once we bottle it, not only it's got the milligrams that we promised, it's got the safety that we promised, and it's got everything that you need.
Medical Marijuana Inc. really is a company of firsts, and it's Kannaway's parent company. In 2009, it was the first ever publicly held cannabis company in the United States. In 2012, we were the first company in the history of the world to launch a CBD product. And in 2014, a major first for the company, the first ever cannabis-based direct selling company was introduced to the world, Kannaway. In 2017, the company had a breakthrough. We were the first company to ever present to the World Health Organization on the safety and efficacy of CBD-based products. Just this year, we had another amazing first. We were the first company to ever have a cannabis-based supplement, our CBD products, in the PDR, the Physician's Desk Reference. For the first time, we cracked the DSN Top 100. It means Kannaway is one of the world's largest 100 direct selling companies. We've still got a long ways to go, but we've been recognized over and over from 2018 to 2019 because of our growth, and I expect that to continue into 2020 and beyond. You can look at everything around you right now. Okay, look at your watch, look at your computer, look at your TV. Are all those things going to be bigger in 10 years than they are today? I don't know the answer to that. But with respect to cannabis, you could ask anybody that's living on the planet today whether the cannabis industry is going to be bigger 10 years from now than it is today, and it's a universal yes. So how do you profit? I guess you could start a dispensary if you live somewhere where that's legal, and if you want to invest a bunch of capital and get all the right licenses. I guess you could open a CBD hemp store and you want to hire a bunch of employees and get all the infrastructure in. Or Kannaway could be the perfect opportunity for every single person to get involved in the cannabis movement.
One of the greatest shifts in public thought in the last 70 years, and I can participate for the simple price of a BA fee and acquiring a few products to get started. Wow.
You don't have to be a scientist. You don't have to be a farmer. You don't have to be an accountant. You don't have to be a salesperson. Everything's done for you.
Ich denke, Hank und ich, wir haben unser ganzes Leben auf eine Möglichkeit wie diese gewartet. Wenn sich sein Leben durch unsere Produkte verändert, wenn sich sein Leben durch unsere Geschäftsmöglichkeit verändert, dann darf auch etwas Retour kommen, dann können wir auch ernten.
We are making a difference in the world. We're changing laws. Who wouldn't want to be a part of that? And to share and educate and empower others? Oh my goodness. And to be rewarded abundantly, financially, and with your health, all wins.
You know, the Kannaway journey has been almost the stuff of dreams. I mean, you talk about where we started back in 2014, 2015, starting to get the message out there, you know, only a little bit of growth. March 2016, we get a new CEO, Blake Schrader comes on.
And since then, Kannaway ourselves has grown 80 times, and we've been the leaders all over the world, educating and opening more and more opportunities. And I know as Kannaway gets to grow, when we scale bigger and bigger, this 80 will turn to 100 to 200 fold as we begin to really set a foundation for a truly global legacy company.
It is not easy to craft a plan that would meet the needs of one with a multi-million-dollar annual income objective and also meet the needs of somebody who is struggling so hard in life and wants extra $500 a month. This compensation plan does a better job than anything I have witnessed in my 30 years in the industry of properly and adequately distributing the income among various participants at various stages of development.
So what we do is we share not only, you know, the income potential that they have, but also the other things like the trips and the little incentive recognitions, and people will work harder for that than they will for $1.
We've been to Hawaii, we've been to Costa Rica. Where will we go next? We want you there with us. This is all there to say thank you for all the things that you do. And so you can have that with Kannaway, have a lot of fun and make some great memories along the way.
I remember I walked through the doors of the company my first day that I joined Kannaway, and I met Stuart and his partner. And then I watched Stuart for a little while, and he would always have these groups of people coming into the office, helping him and giving away massive amounts of products. And I thought, you know what, he's making a big change in these people's lives, but it needs to be bigger than just Stuart, because it can't be everywhere at one time. And so we decided to create a nonprofit organization called ECHO.
Echo Connection is an international charity, and we envision a world where cannabinoids are universally available and accepted by all. And we have seen profound changes in the health and well-being of families.
I just was like sitting there watching it like, oh my God, I can't believe it's actually working this quick. My wife came home and she just walked up and started crying and said, I got my baby back.
We always say that we would do anything for our children or for our families, and these people truly have moved mountains for their babies and for the rest of their families. And it's truly thousands of us all over the world giving just a small amount each month that keeps the Echo families going. It's a part of our culture and it's a part of our legacy as a company.
This plant really changed my life, changed the life of my family, and of course, changed the life of my little girl.
I believe the time will come when literally span the globe, east to west and north and south, the end of the prohibition of cannabis is a process that has begun. It's a process that will not be stopped. And if one earns market share today in the evolving process, there is simply no limitation to the financial outcomes.
We find ourselves in the midst of a cannabis boom. Kannaway is leading the way in terms of education, in terms of giving back through ECHO, and in terms of making a difference in the world. I invite you, whether it's to become a customer of our company or a brand ambassador, get involved and make a difference.
Ja, so viel zu dieser außergewöhnlichen Firma Kannaway. Ich denke, das war bestimmt ein hochinteressantes Video. Und was die Produkte bewirken, die Kannaway herstellt, das kann man sehr eindrucksvoll in einem kleinen zusätzlichen Video sehen. Kannaway hat ja die gemeinnützige Organisation ECHO gegründet. Und in dieser Organisation, oder besser gesagt aus dieser Organisation heraus, werden Menschen, Familien insbesondere, die kranke Angehörige haben, Familienangehörige haben, die sich diese Produkte nicht erlauben können, die also in finanziellen Nöten sind und deswegen diese Produkte nicht kaufen können, die werden von Kannaway unterstützt über diese Organisation ECHO. Und ECHO hat jetzt ein kurzes Video herausgebracht, wo einige Familien eben einfach mal darlegen, wie ihre Erfahrungen mit den Produkten sind, was vorher war, was jetzt ist und wie es ihnen ergangen ist. Und ich denke, diesen kurzen Einblick sollten wir uns auch noch anschauen, um dann das Gesamtbild so ein bisschen abzurunden. Also viel Spaß auch bei dieser Sequenz, die relativ kurz ist, ECHO und Kannaway.
Jacob was a little bit a wild child, I can say. He liked climbing and he liked to play with his friends outdoor. A blink of an eye and everything changed. His condition turns more and more severe each year. He has tried a lot of medicines and even surgery, but nothing ever helped him.
I've always been a mechanic. For as long as I remember, I was fixing bicycles. As I got older, I noticed it was more and more difficult for me to, if I was bending down, I'd be like an old man almost. It affects my everyday life greatly in so many ways. Everything from tying my shoelaces to just waking up in the morning. I wake up and I'm in pain. It progressed more and more further down my hand. Since my son was born, I hadn't felt his skin.
Dilara was born and she was a baby with an APGAR score of 10 to 10. So she was perfect, she was healthy. Now she's 19 years old. She cannot do anything. She cannot walk, crawl, play, talk. She's completely dependent of me.
Last year, when he was in hospital, he was in a medical coma for almost 4.5 months.
In December, I had to call an ambulance. Dilara came to the hospital and they brought her into a coma. My world was crashing down.
It had a big effect on my psychological well-being, you know. I was depressed, severely depressed. It was a difficult time for me, very difficult time.
I think it was after 2 days that Dilara came by herself out of the coma. But I was so afraid of losing her. We gave her the drops, but continuously, with not a lot of time between, but continuously giving her. And then I think it was the same day or the day after, she began to eat.
When he got the opportunity to get the oil, it took less than a week. Everything turned completely around for Jacob.
I tried a CBD product with the help from the oil and the hand cream that I think I may be able to work again, which is a big change in my life. Being told that I can't work anymore to being able to go back into work again will be such a big change in my life.
Now we have a complete family. I can enjoy the moment with my son. We can talk, we can do things together.
He's less tired, he gets up earlier in the morning. He has now also, because he has moved here, he has taken more responsibility of his life. Can be small things like, you know, it's time to go to the bathroom, it's time to do this. You know, he takes responsibility, he's being a grown-up.
We have the opportunity to go to concerts, and this wasn't even in my deepest thought possible for 1 year ago.
Jacob's life was very small, and now it's getting bigger, you know.
It's made me more rested, so the next day I can be more with my family, more help my son more, play with him more, be more happy, you know, be more of a father that he needs. Such a big difference over such a small thing as well. A teaspoon of oil a day, and it's changed my whole life. Yeah, it's incredible.
Now that Dilara is the echo child, it's day-night difference.
Things are looking up for me for once, for the first time in about 10 years. Things are going the right way. I didn't really have a future until I came across this product. It's changed my life drastically, and it's going to change so many other people's lives, the investments that these people will make.
Without this contribution, we would never have been able to afford this product. It's changed our life so much. So just a massive thank you.
I can't even put it into words how thankful I am for what the company has done, how they've helped me. It's that there is no words to describe my gratitude.
We are very thankful that we are accepted in this program because it is a world of difference. My daughter gets the attention and the health. We really would like to thank everybody who is doing this for us, for my daughter, so she can have a healthy life. Me and Dilara would like to say thank you very much.
I get really grateful that we found a solution for Jacob. Yeah. I think without the oil, things could have been much worse.
I want the families that support ECHO to know that they're changing lives. It's hard for me to say something in words because this is so big. It's big because what is the value in a life? The value in a life is everything. I'm so thankful for the company, and I'm so thankful for the families that are supporting ECHO.
Ja, so viel zu diesen beiden interessanten Videos. Wer jetzt Interesse hat, die Produkte zu testen oder auch Interesse hat, in dieses Business einzusteigen bei Kannaway, der kann sich gerne an mich wenden. Ich würde erste Informationen gerne geben und wir können dann auch in einem Dreier-Call oder in einer größeren Gruppe uns dann zusammentun und dann die Sachen besprechen. Ich bin erreichbar unter der Rufnummer, die ich gleich einblende, oder der E-Mail-Adresse. Und ansonsten wendet euch bitte an denjenigen oder diejenige, die euch den Link zu diesem Video geschickt hat. Vielen Dank für die Aufmerksamkeit.